I couldn't be more done with fucking possession movies. Terrible. So, happy to see Jigsaw back, no matter what happens with it. And the first Saw is absolutely amazing. Easy 4 out of 4 for me. I don't even think there was a debate there. Just fantastic. Fantastic. And they did it with such a low budget, too. I mean, listen to these guys in commentary. They filmed this movie in 18 days. 18 fucking days. That's nothing.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's just nuts.
And I mean, honestly, I mean, and look at what else it did. It was James Wan's directorial debut. What a hell of a way to start your career.
Hell yeah. And also, this is actually one of the most profitable horror movies of all time. According to the DVD commentary that I listened to earlier, James Wan actually points out that many of the scare scenes in the film were nightmares he and Lee Wannell had as kids. So, what better way to scare people than put your nightmares in there? Because I'll tell you right now, you can sit here and tell me that Saw is not horror, but I'm telling you, I'm fucking... Like, this movie, the prospect of what happens to these people is more terrifying than anything Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, and Michael can come up with, for me. Just, that's my opinion.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it delves into the depravity of the human mind. I mean, you don't have to be a supernatural killer to be a fucking real piece of shit, obviously. And,
yeah.
And, you know, he executes it with, you know, just second nature. Tobin Bell, as an actor, like I said, echoes Robert Englund to me. Like, it made him a genre star.
So this is the type of genius James Wan is. He actually took a gamble on this movie and took no upfront salary for the movie, and he opted for a percentage instead. I guess that worked out for him, don't you think?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Clouser, we got to give him credit, too. He was the composer of the movie. He only had 3 weeks to compose the score for the movie. And like I said, I have a CD with this do-do-do. I think they did a good job with the score. Like, the Scream movies had good music, but they didn't have so much of an awesome score. I mean, they had great music in the movies. This movie has a great score, especially at the end.
Something you don't find in this genre. You know, you had Harry Manfredini do it really well, I think, with Friday the 13th, and then you had, you know, Charles Bernstein and J. Peter Robinson and Chris Young do really well with Nightmare on Elm Street. But outside of those, you didn't get a really good, you know, composer, you know, for the scenes and stuff until Clouser came in, and then I think everything after him was sort of like an echo to his work, sort of like an homage.
Yeah. Jigsaw's puppet, it was actually made from scratch by the film's creators. It wasn't bought at a store or anything. It was, or it wasn't a puppet that was altered. It was just made from scratch, which is pretty impressive.
I saw one this weekend, Travis. Somebody dressed as the puppet riding a little tricycle. I bet you saw them too.
Yeah, I did. And actually, my children's babysitter's like niece or whatever, she was dressed as a Jigsaw as well, or the puppet. So you gotta love the impact that this movie's had on even pop culture. But something I thought was impressive was the film's pre-production was only 5 days, so it was shot and cut at the same time in like the 18 days that I talked about. All the bathroom scenes were shot in 6 days, and the actors had absolutely no rehearsals, none. Which I think speaks to a couple of the actors not being so great. But the rehearsal takes were actual footage for the film. That's fucked up. I mean, you want to talk about guerrilla filmmaking. That's some Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit, isn't it, Vic?
Hell yeah. That's crazy.
Tell me if this doesn't sound familiar. The film was actually originally rated NC-17 due to the film's tone. James Wan had to remove some of the content to secure an R rating.
Yeah, it's every Wes Craven movie ever.
Yep. Every fucking horror movie ever anymore.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, the Broadman, yeah, basically every gory horror film that's ever been made.
Yeah. It was actually re-released in theaters 3 years ago for Halloween 2014 for its 10th anniversary. I wish we had gotten to see that. Danny Glover actually completed his scenes in 2 days, which is pretty impressive.
It's pretty wild.
Well, Blake, it's been your hour. Do you need to go, buddy?
Yeah, I probably should. I've got, trying to recover from this procedure I had today. I had a procedure, done on me, and it just kind of bummed me out a little bit because I wanted to be on for the full show. I've never skipped out on you guys before, really, so.
It's all right. Do you feel like a woman yet, or?
What do you mean?
You had a procedure? Oh, that wasn't a procedure you had done today?
No, it was, I had a really bad.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. No, I had a really bad infection on one of my feet that I had to get worked on. So
I guess it could have been worse, but well, we're glad you're here. We're glad we had you for an hour, buddy. You get some rest, okay? And then we'll maybe you can catch Saw 2 and 3 by next week, and we can talk about it again.
Well, that sounds fantastic to me. I appreciate it, guys. It's been a pleasure talking with you. It was a pleasure meeting you both. I hope you both enjoy your books. And
all right, man. Hey, give the wife a hello for us, and we'll talk to you as soon as we can, okay?
All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of the show, and have a good time the rest of the week, and keep the horror alive. Watch as much fucked up as shit as you can.
All right, man. Later on.
Later on. Have a good.
You too. Bye-bye.
And that was our buddy Blake, who was nice enough to give us a book over the weekend. He has plugged that book multiple times on the show, and I have not gotten started on it yet. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit everybody, but it could have been a book from Stephen King, and I wouldn't have gotten started on it. Me and reading, it takes me a while,
Yeah, me too. I still haven't opened up my Bruce Campbell book.
So, Vic, you've never been a huge fan of the Saw franchise, like as a whole. You kind of bailed on it after the, I don't know, what was the last one you saw, the third one?
Yeah, I saw the third one in the theaters, and I actually fell asleep during the movie, and I decided at that point I wasn't going to watch any more of them.
So this is going to be an interesting journey for you, because I've seen all of them multiple times. I saw all of them at the theater except for the first one, which is just weird. And I own them all, and of course you do now too. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go as we move on. I'm trying not to come in with any preconceived notions about it all. I'm trying to give it all a fresh start, and I did that with Saw, and I wanted to make sure that it deserved 4 out of 4, and it easily deserves 4 out of 4,
By the way, I've been searching, trying to see if Saw was banned anywhere, and as far as I can tell, the only Saw that is currently banned is Saw 6 is banned in Europe.
Really?
Yep, that's the only one that I can come up with anything about being banned currently.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to watching Saw 6 now.
Yeah, I don't even remember what would have been so fucking hardcore about Saw 6,
It got an X rating in Europe, so you can find it in like smut stores and stuff, like porn shops.
Well, here's the thing. James Wan didn't want it to be like a torture porn. They really ramp up the violence in the sequels. I mean, the main thing about this one is the foot being cut off. There's not a whole lot of violence beyond that. Yeah, but there is a little bit, with her cutting the dude's stomach open and the guy crawling through barbed wire. But it's not like explicit bad like some of the sequels,
Yeah.
So things are gonna get a little gross as we go along, and I'm good with that. And it's nice though because 20 years from now, even if they're not making new Saw movies, I will always associate this with Halloween because of the time period that they came out. And they can't take that away from me, and that matters to me. There's certain things that, even though Saw doesn't have a Halloween atmosphere to it,
it's still Saw.
Yeah, it came out during the Halloween season, so to me it's it's one of those movies.
Every Halloween, every Halloween, I look forward to a new Saw coming out, even whenever I wasn't watching them. It was still like a Halloween thing. You know what I'm saying?
It meant horror was alive and kicking, and now horror's starting to kick back up again. So that's always a good thing. I realized this movie was being made before it, had its success that it had, but it's just, I'm happy. I'm glad we decided to do it this year in the month of October. So, yes, this was only part 1 of Sawtober. We're going to be busy as shit the next few weeks because 2 and 3 next week, 4 and 5 on the 17th, and 6 and Saw 3D or Saw the Final Chapter or whatever the fuck you want to call it on October 24th. And then October 31st, we've got a little Halloween treat as we talk about Ronald O'Brien, man who almost killed Halloween, Vic.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to that. And at some point in there, we're going to go watch the new Saw and hopefully do a YouTube video about it, right? Is that the plan?
Yes, that's the plan. Well, I'm off that day, so, I mean, we just come home and do it.
Yeah. You're off the day Saw comes out?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I'll take that day off too, then we'll do it, and we'll go watch it and we'll do it.
Yeah, and then we'll come home and do it, and it'll be great, and we're going to either suck the dick off of it or bitch about it. We'll see which. We'll see how it is. I'm excited about it, though. It's kind of interesting because the world we live in now, who knows what kind of reaction the world's going to have to this movie.
Yeah, man, I really don't know. I'm excited to see it.
Yep, me too. And it's funny because this was a big movie from 2004 to like 2011, and then it went on hiatus for a while, and we're trying to squeeze whatever we've got left out of Tobin Bell here, And Blake is right. He really is. I don't want to compare him to Freddy, but he is a talking type of killer in this, and he has that charisma that it's just impressive, and it's good to see that his story continues,
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. And, I think it's going to do real good at the box office coming off of its success, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully the movie is good enough for people to keep talking about it and it keeps on building. It's not a real big weekend and then it just dies off because the movie sucks, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I mean, the good weekend would be great, but hopefully it's a good couple of weeks or whatever. Because I think it'll build off of the success that it had.
Yeah. Well, I have not seen Cult of Chucky yet. It is now streaming on Netflix. I have not watched it yet. I've heard it get shit on, and I've heard really good reviews of it. So I guess we'll see what, comes of it. I've heard people say it's better than Curse of Chucky, which I really like. I think it's one of the best sequels of the whole series. So let's be honest here. Let's not bullshit each other, okay, Vic? Chucky ain't exactly the best series. It's not bad. I don't hate any of the movies in the Chucky series, but let's not bullshit each other and act like they're the greatest thing ever, either.
I mean, the first couple are pretty awesome. After that, it's kind of, he joined the army. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I enjoy them. Like if they're on TV, I watch them.
Me too. They're fine. They're fine. And, I know we haven't got into the series, and we'll scrutinize them more whenever we do. But it's like, I don't know, it's not like they have high standards to live up to, is all I'm saying. Like people always talk about, they need to take it back to its roots when it was scary. To me, Child's Play was never scary. So that's just me.
Even as a kid watching it, I even had the My Buddy doll that looked just like Chucky or whatever. And it wasn't scary to me. And so, I mean, you might have ever thought it was scary. I don't know. Maybe I was just different as a kid, but obviously you didn't think it was scary either. So, I don't know.
Man, to be fair, I watched Child's Play 2 a lot and Child's Play 3. I didn't watch the original too much because it was never on TV. So around the time I was watching that, Pet Sematary was also on TV. That movie was fucking scary. I don't care what anybody says. There's at least a little bit of Pet Sematary that was fucking scary. I'm not saying the whole movie start to finish was scary, but there were some parts in Pet Sematary, especially for a child, they're scary.
Oh, yeah, Pet Sematary, it's a good one. It gets you. I love it.
I think that's an underrated movie. I really do. I think people don't give that movie enough credit.
I mean, I realize we've done a Stephen King list or whatever, but the more I think about it, the